Missouri man imprisoned for nearly 2 decades for a murder he did not commit is free this morning. An emotional David Robinson walked out of prison last night after Missouri's Attorney General and local prosecutors dismissed the charges against him. At first, the Department of Corrections refused to release him. 48 Hours' Erin Moriarty has been closely following this story and is back here again with the latest on Robinson's difficult path to freedom. When you left the table yesterday, Erin, we all said, I hope that he gets good news.
Oh, but it almost didn't happen. It almost didn't. 2 weeks ago, the Missouri Supreme Court ordered David Robinson's release, but he was still being held in prison. The Department of Corrections stalled last night, saying they wanted clear direction before releasing him. So last night, Robinson's attorneys filed an emergency motion to have him freed, and it worked. David Robinson walked out of a Jefferson City prison on Monday night. After nearly 18 years, he finally got to hug his mom as a free man.
I love you, Mama. I love you, too.
It was an emotional reunion that almost didn't happen.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hours before, family members waiting outside spoke with Robinson on the phone as his attorneys worked to have him released. On Monday, Robinson's attorneys filed an emergency petition describing his situation as a miscarriage of justice that requires immediate intervention.
I think that it's certainly fair to say that the institutions have failed David for the past 17 years.
His release brings to an end a legal struggle that began when he was wrongfully convicted in the 2000 murder of Sheila Box at the Sykeston, Missouri intersection.
Been a living nightmare. It's been a up and down roller coaster.
Robinson was sentenced to life without parole on the word of 2 police informants, both of whom later recanted. Another man, Romance Mosby, later confessed to the crime. In 2009, Mosby took his own life. In February, a judge appointed by the Missouri Supreme Court found that by clear and convincing evidence, David Robinson did not kill Sheila Box, but is actually innocent of that crime. Even Sheila Box's daughter, Crystal King, agreed.
I believe in my heart that he's innocent, and I stand by him.
Now, finally, after nearly 2 decades, David Robinson is going home.
And as the Martin Luther King say, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. I'm free.
It's hard not to be emotional. Robinson would not have been released had it not been for a hard-working team of attorneys who believed in his innocence and offered their services free of charge. Robinson and his attorneys have not said whether they plan to file a lawsuit. And I really should also give a lot of credit to the Southeast Missourian and its editor, because they did this long investigation before anybody was looking at this case and really kept a spotlight on it.
And I see you don't want to give yourself credit, but David Robinson, in an interview with the reporters there, said that he wanted to thank you because you certainly gave also attention to the story, Erin. So really, bravo. It's tough to look at that story and see his tears of joy. It's a good thing.
But it worries me because if we don't know about a case, how many other David Robinsons are out there? So I get letters all the time. Sometimes they're hard to read, and I put them aside. I worry about this all the time.
And last year, there were 136 people who were released after being wrongly imprisoned. So there are others.
The appellate system has to be, no one's saying that. The appellate system has to be changed. It used to be, we believe that the jury system worked perfectly. Now, because of DNA, we know it doesn't. And as we saw in the David Robinson case, it's very difficult to overturn a conviction.
We're happy for him. These stories make a difference.
Well, Erin, thank you. A reminder about great journalism.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, great work, Erin.